This morning there was a power outage. I did find the plug. It was in the little locker area, but it didn't work. And then the power outage obviously didn't help. So I headed out to the train station. It turned out that I could get a ride at like 11:20, and it was only like 15 baht, which was like 40 cents or something like that. It was crazy. So it was like a 2-hour train ride for 40 cents. I'm in Ayutthaya. It's definitely much quieter than Bangkok. For lunch, I stopped in this little pho place. Pretty much none of the staff spoke English except one girl who basically just told me basically that they have pho and then they have like I think it was like beef and then seafood. So I asked for seafood. I think it only came out to like $1.40, so that was crazy. It was good. And then I checked in. This hostel's a little weird. So far the Wi-Fi is good, other than that it seems to like almost block certain sites. And then with the bathrooms, there's no sinks other than in the bathroom that's like on the first floor. And then I headed out to some ruins. I'm always a little hesitant to really go into like landmarks. I don't like the idea that someone else could just stand in the same place I did some other day and get the exact same picture. So I'm not that into photographing monuments and stuff like that. There's this whole park surrounding it. So I was kind of exploring these random little peninsulas because there's a lot of rivers or canals or whatever. And ponds around the around the park. So I was walking towards one peninsula, and it's kind of nice how many animals are right here. Like there's a bunch of random dogs, which at the park they weren't that bad. There was like a bird singing, and then so I was like walking around. So that's nice. Oh, there's a squirrel. Oh, there's an alligator. And I kept walking. I was like, what? It was just weird. Like kind of like I'm walking towards an area where I just saw a crocodile or an alligator. So I was like kind of on the lookout for that. But I didn't see one after that. Started trying to backtrack a little bit since it was getting kind of late, so I wanted to start heading out for dinner. I had been trying to find, there's this night market I had seen in a video. I didn't really know where to look. I knew it was near the ruin, or some set of ruins, because there's multiple ones like that. Double checked the map and I realized I kind of knew where I needed to go. Ayutthaya. This part is kind of surrounded by water, so I headed towards the water and just kind of traced back. I got close to the market, but I found this little bar restaurant that had pretty good prices, so I stopped in there because I wasn't sure. Again, I haven't had street food up until today, so I wasn't sure how much I'd really be willing to eat, so I needed to make sure I had at least something. So I got some chicken wings, which were like the tiniest chicken wings I've ever had. There was only like one bone in there, which is odd. Like they weren't drums, but it was like they were like wings with only the one bone. And then they were kind of in a salted breading, and then there was a chili sauce. So they're good. So after I finished eating, I went over to the market, and it turned out to be the same market that I was filming at earlier. There was one stall that had fried crickets. Oh. It's kind of like a mix between the flavor of dried cuttlefish and mushrooms. The texture's not too bad because it's fried. Alright, I'm gonna try legs and all. This one looks like an alien. Yeah, you can eat the legs. I guess I'll try using the spoon. Here comes the airplane. Better than I expected. I finished the whole bag, pretty much the whole bag. There was like legs left at the bottom, and you get to a point where you're like, I don't need to finish the legs. There was a bar that I was looking at going to for lunch because it was near the hostel, but they weren't open at the time. So I kind of doubled back going there, and then along the way, I was like basically like a block away. There were two dogs sleeping on the sidewalk. I've learned to just basically don't make eye contact and kind of make it apparent that you're not going towards them. And nonetheless, one of them started freaking out and running towards me, and so I basically had to run into traffic. Which isn't as dramatic as it sounds. Like, this is a really quiet town. I was fine. By the time I got to the bar, like, my heart was still kind of pounding. There was some live music at the bar. Then I headed back to the hostel. Again, I've been on like high alert about the dogs, and there's a lot of them around here. So I'm like, most of the time I'm like walking in the street to stay away from the sidewalks. Then I went back to 7-Eleven to get some snacks, because I ended up not having that much. I basically just had the small chicken wings, the prig. It's raining. My travel plans will be a little bit more hectic this next week. I was wanting to get up to Chiang Mai, and then I was realizing that it's like from Bangkok it was like an 11-hour train ride, but rather than doing one long stretch like that, I'm thinking I'm going to, from here, I'm going to go to this other city. I can't think of the name of it. It's like halfway between here and Chiang Mai, so I'll probably get there tomorrow, get up to Chiang Mai the next day, and then I have to get back to Bangkok by Saturday afternoon. I think that's everything. Anyway, so we'll see how the next few days pans out as far as travel. Like, the worst case, I can just fly out from Chiang Mai. I don't want to risk overstaying my passport, which goes up Saturday for my 30-day stay. Anyway, until tomorrow,